Warriors! Back with another episode of Vigor Wars 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are continuing on your conquest of not only yourself, which is the most important thing, but other things around you in God's name and purpose. Very important. So thank you guys for all the comments. We've done a couple lately. I'm moving towards a live stream and figuring out how to do that. And hopefully we'll do that in the next couple of weeks and kind of do more of those type of things and kind of reach out more to you guys if you need some help, ideas and things I can give you guys myself. So seeing a lot of different information come across and talk about different things. And so we kind of share some experiences and maybe help each other out in situations that we need help with. A few shout outs today. We'll kind of start with those and then kind of get into our topic. Leo, women may get mad, but they will come back. Very accurate point, Leo. I think you make a good point here, my friend. The key is not to be desperate. The key is to do your own thing. Like the reason, guys, we talk about this a lot is not the fact that you don't have things. I mean, a lot of you guys are very successful in things you're doing. This is not the point. The point is to have a well-balanced type of life spiritually. And we're talking about not having money. A lot of people have money. Having families, people have families, working out, tremendous condition, that could all happen. And I've had that before in my life as well. But the part that is the trouble is the spiritual, and we don't focus on that. And this is where you're talking about retention, keeping all your seeds, moving into things like the Fountain of Youth exercises. All these things come back into making you more spiritual, connecting more. That's why they talk about 12 years as being important. Focusing on more of a spiritual belief, which is a part that we miss in the society because the society does not believe in that type of thing. So, Leo, you got a good point. The women will come back if you don't chase them. Don't chase them. Let them chase you. Move on your goals and keep going. Fresh Start, thank you. Now in the Soul, Red Pill and Steroids, TKO, Zane Smith, Greene, LZ, Yisrael, Antonio, Dr. Von Life's Investing, Gerald Burge, thank you. Richard Sayers thinks I look like Waylon Jennings. I know Waylon a little bit. Thank you, my friend. I accept that as a great compliment. Justin Greene and Guido Perez, thank you guys very much. All right, at 2 minutes and 35 seconds, let's talk about one. I'm still working on the solar cultivation, Martin, so hanging on this one. But I'm going to do one that Haltestelle Semen Reborned talked about. And they're asking about chemtrails and pollution on semen retention. So let's talk about that a little bit. Obviously, guys, we're talking about here, Warriors, is focusing on all-round person. I look at Aristotle, Socrates, some of the people back in the Greek days, the Roman days, and you look at the well-balanced person. Plato talking about the well-balanced person. So the things we talk about here, Warriors, we're talking about all the things that make you a man, a masculine leadership man, a man who takes responsibility, a high-value man. That's what we're talking about here. I don't use the words that people sometimes use like alpha, beta, sigma, things like that. I'm talking about a high-value man, a person who makes decisions, can lead, can protect, can be that person who women want. And I don't care what this culture is talking about right now. Most women I've ever met, they want a strong male. And this is important to look at. So how does this affect what we're talking about here? Well, anything that's inside your body is going to affect that retention. So when we talk about how you walk, we talk about what you eat, the things you put in your bodies, the medicines you put in your bodies, all these things have an effect. So things like chemtrails, things like, all these things that we talk about, pollution, all those things can have an effect on your semen retention, of course. But the key is going to be you have to learn as much self-discipline as you can. That means you've got to put yourself in positions in which those things do not bother you or minimize that effect. So you create conditions for yourself to be as strong as you can, not allowing then the pollution, all those type of things around you to affect you. And I think God gives you the ability within yourself. Now, part of this is the fact that because you're retaining, because you're keeping those things, you go through brahmacharya, all those different things, sophism, celibacy, all those things are making you stronger. You're not going to be as affected by pollution and all these other things we're talking about here. You're going to be focusing on your resistance. Your resistance is strong because you have those nutrients within your body. You're not losing those. A lot of things talk about the fact that you lose that energy, you become less of a person, and now you're more susceptible to those other types of things. I have not been sick, I think twice since 1998 when I first started those Kelder Fountain of Youth stuff. Twice I was sick, and certainly not been sick over the last 3 years with retention, and basically because I believe fully. Now, somebody said today, is a placebo real effect? Well, does it really matter in the long run? The effect it's having on you is positive. And whether it's something that's more in your mind as confidence, the end result, warriors, is you're still having a maximizing effort here, tremendous effort. The fact you haven't been sick in a long time shows that. So what do you do to keep that stuff going? Well, I'll tell you what I end up doing is a lot of things around retention. Retention is the basis. You got to keep retaining, keep that energy within you. That's going to make you strong. That's going to make you more courageous. That's going to give you more focus, eye focus contact. Your hair, as somebody mentioned before, your hair stays with you. If you're my age, almost 62, coming in late June here, but focusing on all those things are going to make you better. Your skin gets clearer. All these things happen because you're not dropping all that energy out. You're not releasing all that energy. And sometimes if those things happen, whether it's through a wet dream, I don't look at that the same way. I think dreams are a different type of animal to look at. We've talked about that before. But little things, it does. You may fall back once in a while. But the point being is that you got a lifestyle in which you're trying to keep as much of your energy as long as possible, and only using it for procreation. And that to me is the key to this whole thing. There's nothing wrong with being married, using it for procreation. That's wonderful. But remember, every little ounce that you give up is hurting. My opinion now, this is my opinion, hurting you down the road, especially if it's only for pleasure. Because the internal pleasure you get from being with your God, your Creator, all that happiness you get from all the benefits, especially after 3 years that I've been doing this, is tremendous. The little pleasure you get with releasing at that moment seems great. But in the long run, it is bad. It's bad because I felt bad doing it all those years. I couldn't control it, and now I can a lot better than I did before. But the thing is, you want to put things in your body. You don't want to get affected by things around you. So if you live in a city that has a lot of pollution, or things that, chemtrails and things like that. I don't know a lot about chemtrails, but those type of things. Those are the types of things that you have to kind of look out for, obviously, and don't put yourself in a position to try to get affected by that as least as possible. Now, some things you can't avoid, but once again, you have the power. You have a superhuman power, my friends. I'm going to get excited here. But as a warrior, you have a superhuman power. Continue to keep that power, and you got a better chance than 99% of the men out there. That's why you are powerful. That's why you're so attractive. That's why you're in demand, because you're a leader and you're a strong individual. And so these things are not going to affect you the same way. But you can do things to make yourself even better when it comes to these things. First of all, I take a lot of cold showers. I end up taking cold showers in the morning because I put myself in a position saying, okay, I'm going to jump into the situation. I'm jumping into this. I'm basically going to make myself take the heat, the brunt of the cold shower. And because of that, I feel tremendous. I look at fasting. I try to do intermittent fasting from 8 o'clock at night to midnight to 12 o'clock the next day. Those are important things to do. I only take vitamin C, zinc once in a while, and I take D3. Those things to fight off the colds and things that I may get. I may not even need those, but I take those, and eventually, I will stop doing those at some point as well. But all these type of things are things that you do. Look at your diet. I drink a lot of water now, a lot of green tea I drink. Those type of things can help you. Now, if I find out they're not helping me, I put them away. I do something else, right? I put a lot of power. I don't try to do as many carbs and sugars. That's what hurts me the most in the past. So I do other types of things. But as far as breathing the air, obviously, if you're living in a farming community or something that's more rural, that to me is a great thing because you don't have the kind of pollution that we're talking about. Now, I'm not saying you should all move out there. I mean, I love living in the country and I love living in those type of situations. But you can still go out and visit those things, travel, take some trips, get away from all that pollution if you're living in a city. Try to find other ways around that. But yes, I believe, as our viewer, Haltestelle, Semen Reborned said, I believe that it does affect it. I think you have to look at everything around you affecting it. Now I go back to conspiracy theory here, but I go back to the fact that I believe that we're living in this matrix. And this matrix is not good for us. This matrix is not good for the men. And whatever this matrix is designed to do, it's not helping men. And so we have to recognize that, warriors, and recognize that we have to do our own thing. The high value male does their own thing. They're not chasing women. They're chasing their goals. They're chasing their own self-development. They're going to put themselves in positions where they're not affected by this kind of stuff. And that's what you need to do. This matrix we're talking about is not good when it comes to images, when it comes to food and preservatives, when it comes to all this stuff on pictures that they play. All these things are designed to weaken the male, in my opinion. And who knows if pollution, all these other things are part of it as well. I don't know that for sure, but it makes sense with everything else we do. The society is based right now on watching TV, internet, phone, to take your attention away from developing yourself. Now, yes, you can use some of that to develop yourself, of course. But the common type of thing that we see all day, the person works hard, goes home, and they sit and watch TV or they watch the internet or whatever they do all the rest of the day. They're not focusing on their self-development once they get done with work. Now, the whole key is, guys, focus on yourself. I don't spend time watching the TV at all anymore. Maybe once every month I watch TV now. I don't have time. I have no time for that kind of stuff anymore because most of that stuff on there is selling stuff, advertisements, images, things I don't want to see. Internet I'll do a little more of, only to see what I can see what's going on and trying to figure out things that I can find on there to help with these broadcasts and things like that. That I will do more of. But even that I have limited type access to that I won't do a lot of it. And certainly the phone, I don't, because I'm an old timer, I don't need to use the phone as much as a lot of you young guys do. But the thing is, guys, remember, focus on yourself. That's one of the things you got to do to get away from all this kind of stuff and to be successful as a masculine male who's a high-value male. All right, well, great topic. I like the topic. I think certainly anything around you that's affecting you, you need to kind of be aware of as a warrior and realize you need to get away from this kind of stuff to make sure it's not going to affect you and hurt any kind of thing. The same thing with emotional stuff too, guys. I just thought about that. Emotional stress. We talk about the physical loss of energy. The emotional is there too. If you get pissed off at somebody and upset with somebody, you're losing some energy. Actually, remember, they're making you angry, right? You say something like, you made me angry. Just think about those words. You made me angry. You're the one that's making yourself angry. Stay calm. Sometimes it's hard for me to do that because I get excited there. But stay calm. Focus on the goals. Don't let anybody bring you to the point of getting you mad. It's wasting your energy. You live a lot longer, in my opinion, as well. All right, my friend. Well, thank you for the topic, my friend. Thanks for the shout-outs. And, guys, we will do another one tomorrow. I think I'm going to focus on, I'm going to get to Martin's one on solar cultivation. And I apologize, Martin. I will get to you. Rudy F's got one on Feel the Aura, and I think we'll talk about that in Oja's tomorrow as well. All right, my friends. Until tomorrow, Well, I have you guys have a great day tomorrow. First of all, you know 2 things I was going to say. First of all, every day is a new day to a great warrior. And the second, guys, don't ever forget to battle